Итак, хочу посмотреть, какой контент раскроется, если я остальных спрошу о вербовщиках. Я отгрузился, может быть, тоже какие-то квесты дадут. Я у всех тогда лучше выполню, а потом кого-нибудь узнаю.
Have you noticed any?
And what's your idea of suspicious?
Have you heard of anyone looking to hire some rough men?
Mercenaries, you mean?
Yes.
There were some fellows conspiring here in the corner twice a week, and others coming and going. They didn't look entirely respectable, but they never made any trouble.
And what happened to them?
I don't know, they just stopped coming. And I haven't seen hide nor hair of them since.
You haven't heard anything about where they went?
How could I have? They just stopped coming, and that's that.
Where do you think they might be meeting now?
How should I know? I'm an honest innkeeper, not a man-at-arms. They could be meeting at another inn. They could be meeting in the woods by the light of the moon, for all I know.
Is there any way I'll recognize them?
Unquenchable thirst. They drank like fish. They were rough-looking too, big-bearded and scruffy. Aside from that, they're mostly kept to themselves.
That's not much help. What did they do while they were waiting for someone?
They drank. And they played dice. I do remember there were always dice on the table.
So they were fond of dice, were they? And where would you find a game around here?
Anywhere there's dice and usually drink. That's all you need for a game. Although it dawns on me now, I never saw Simon with those men, oddly enough. He's got a nose for drunken dice players with a coin to lose.
Опять к мельнику Симону.
Why, the young miller. He runs Katzek Mill. Neighbours are always slandering him for trafficking, but who knows? Maybe he just has a knack for business.
You don't know where I might find some more dishonourable folk?
And why would you want them? You'll set tongues wagging about you.
But they'd be the ones to know what reputable townsfolk don't.
I grant you that. Well, we don't have an executioner, just a knacker. But he's an odd fellow. Like any knacker, I suppose. And there's some strange tales about Miller Simon, too. But I'd say it's just jealousy.
What can you tell me about the knacker?
Decent folk don't talk about him. He deals in carcasses.
I was hoping you'd tell me a bit more than that.
Why should I care about him? He lives in a house by the church, and that's all I know. And all I'll say.
What can you tell me about Simon?
There's not much to tell. He runs Katzig Mill, and some say thieves meet there at night. But isn't there gossip about every miller? I don't think he's a sinner. But only God knows for sure.
Anything else?
You might not find him at the mill. He's a busy man, always out and about making some deal or other. And he likes to throw dice, especially when he sees a fat purse hanging on a drunken belly.
Thank you for the help.
Not at all. But why off so soon? Sit down for a tankard or...
Good day to you.
Are you the local...
I'm the local gravedigger. But if there aren't any burials to take care of, I'll turn me hand to knackery.
Well, then you might know a lot of things that others don't.
I'm a decent man. Not always honest, but decent.
Anything fishy going on in these parts?
There certainly is. Candles are being stolen from the church. As brazen as that. What sort of people do that?
Ah, but have you heard of anyone around here hiring adventurers and bandits?
How would I know that? Most people avoid talking to me. I don't even go to the tavern much these days.
And what's been happening in Sazavе lately?
Nothing interesting. Except maybe that bitch being slaughtered.
What? Who was she, a villager? I wouldn't call that nothing interesting.
No, I mean a dog bitch. It was a while back, but they called me to clear it up.
What happened?
The dog looked like she'd been hacked to bits. They were scared it was some demon, but as far as I could see, someone took a sword or an axe to her.
Why on earth would anyone do that?
What do I know? Maybe he was snooping around where he shouldn't, and the bitch went for him. I hear there was some dog-bitten fellow being cared for at the monastery. Only they kept him there on account of a broken leg. Maybe that's the same one.
Thank you.
Very well. Feel free to stop by any time.
Jesus, look where
What
you're going.
is it?
You serious? Damn.
Секунду.
What is it?
Yeah! Hey!
Good day to you.
I'm looking for some people
Hey.
you might know something about.
If they come here to drink, maybe. But I won't aid you in any mischief.
I've heard some rough men come here looking to recruit. Have they ever stopped in to eat or drink, or to arrange something?
There were some brawlers that used to fight behind the tavern, but they raised
What
such a
now?
commotion. I went and complained, and the town watch drove them off somewhere.
I wasn't thinking about that lot. I'm looking for recruiters that hire mercenaries and other cutthroats.
Don't know about that. Every once in a while, a merchant will hire some help or an escort, but nothing more. Nobody comes here regular. I'd notice if they did.
Do you happen to know where the brawlers you can...
I've not got the slightest inkling.
You haven't heard talk of any scoundrels?
Well, I have heard some things, but I can't say if they're true or not. There's some that talk just to hear the sound of their own voices.
And who's the most frequent?
Miller Simon. They say he's rich with coin.
Anyone else?
Aye, there's talk of the knacker giving people the evil eye.
Thank you.
Not at all.
I've heard it's not quite as live.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
That's not quite what I meant. I'd heard there were some stable boys staying here.
True, but that's nothing new. No. The
watch
thing
where
is,
you're
there's not
going.
many wagons coming through at all. Folk are afraid to travel far in case they get done in by some cutthroats or, God forbid, have their wagons requisitioned by some army.
So there are fewer travellers. And some of them must be a little unsavoury.
I take anyone who turns up. They come one day and leave the next. Maybe with someone else. Past few weeks I've only had trouble with one who skipped off without paying.
He just vanished, without a word.
Well, he said he lost all his silver to the miller, and he had to go and see him about something. Only he never came back. Left all his belongings here.
Do you still have them?
Of course not. I sold them all a few days later when he didn't come back. The buyer's gone now too, before you ask. But there wasn't much there in any case. The seller didn't even cover his bill.
I wanted to... Thank you.
Not at all.
I've heard it's not...
I wouldn't... True.
Thank you.
Давайте к буяну подъедем, а если вдруг там сбросится контент, тогда к Симону. Так, секунду, сейчас запишу.
Another one that's going to be taking food out of our mouths.
He's not reacting. But all I can see that's wrong with him is his leg.
Just my luck to get stuck here with all the cripples. Meanwhile, Thomas and Pavel are probably playing dice up on the battlements.
Да, только что я поговорить с ним могу.
Sometimes the body just gives up.
Может, время отмотать?
Jesus, another one. Jesus, look where you're going.
Look where you're going.
Так, сейчас я, в общем, сохранюсь, отмотаю до вечера, может, тогда с ним можно будет говорить. Если нельзя, тогда откачусь с сохранения и поеду к мельнику, походу, это баг, значит. В общем, баг, видимо, надо разработчикам об этом сообщить. Не забыть бы, я могу забыть, но если я забуду, вы мне напомните в комментах или, я не знаю, там... Сами им скиньте. Но лучше мне в комментах напомнить. Так, а где она? Я что-то понять не могу. Короче, она вообще пропала. Сейчас поеду к мельнику, ладно.
I'm at your service, Sir Knight.
Listen, have you heard about anyone looking to recruit men around here? Or planning some kind of mischief?
No.
Come on. I know how it is with millers. I've been friends with a few and they hear all the gossip.
So go ask them.
I doubt their ears reach all the way here.
Then it seems you're out of luck.
Surely we can come to some arrangement.
I don't much care for strangers.
So?
What do I have to do to get in your good graces, Master Miller?
Well, if I heard from those Miller friends of yours that you can be relied upon, and you're not a complete dope.
I'm Henry from Scallops, and I'm looking to mill a bit of extra coin.
I expect Peshek sent you. And if it was Peshek who sent, the tailor in Sassow has received...
No problem. He'll be here in no time.
Good. It ought to be at his shop. Bring the whole...
You haven't heard of any recruiters?
Perhaps, but on...
Why not?
Because we're in the middle of something.
Come on. Nothing bad will...
Perhaps not, but I'll tell you when we're done. My memory will be sharper then.
Right. Christ, it's like pulling teeth with you.
I'd like you to...
Certainly.
I want to...
All right, but it...
Isn't that... Since...
Well,
Is this enough?
that's not an... Agreed.
Долгая загрузка. Зависло, что ли? Господи, теперь долгая загрузка карты. Надеюсь, это не опять баг какой-то на долгую загрузку. Так, наверное, я тогда, не знаю, в одно видео это заснять или в разные. Я думаю, видео и так долгое получилось, тут непонятно еще что с багами, не с багами, короче. Тогда пока я это видео все закончу на этом. Сейчас сниму отдельное, как я уже ворую эту хрень.